Red Foxx, born John Elroy Sanford on December 9, 1922, in St. Louis, Missouri, grew up in the tough neighborhoods of Chicago, where he encountered the harsh realities of poverty and racism. His early life shaped the bold, unfiltered comedic voice he would become famous for. Foxx dropped out of high school at 16 and began performing in clubs, slowly building his career during a time when opportunities for black performers were few and far between. In the 1940s and 1950s, he became a notable figure on the Chitlin circuit, performing at black clubs across the country. Foxx's style, often raw and unapologetic, pushed boundaries and was considered too controversial for mainstream audiences. He released over 50 comedy albums, tackling race, sex, and social issues, making him a trailblazer in the world of stand-up comedy. Breaking into mainstream fame with Sanford and Son, Red Fox's big break came in 1972 when he was cast as Fred G. Sanford in the NBC sitcom Sanford and Son, which was an American adaptation of the British show Steptoe and Son. The role marked a turning point in his career, catapulting him into mainstream fame. The show was a breakthrough for black representation on primetime television, focusing on a working-class black family, an unprecedented move at the time. Sanford and Son became a massive hit, with Foxx's portrayal of the cantankerous, quick-witted junk dealer Fred Sanford winning over audiences across the country. His catchphrases, especially "I'm coming, Elizabeth," became iconic, and his dynamic with co-star Demon Wilson, who played his son Lamont, made the show a beloved classic. Behind the scenes, Foxx's influence and challenges off-screen, Red Fox's fiery personality sometimes led to clashes with the show's network executives. Foxx was a vocal advocate for fair compensation and creative control, and he demanded equal treatment in Hollywood, standing up for his rights and those of other black entertainers. His activism in the entertainment industry wasn't just about fighting for himself, but for the next generation of performers. He faced criticism for his bold stance, but his integrity earned him the respect of his peers and civil rights advocates. Though Sanford and Son ended in 1977, Foxx continued to stay relevant in the entertainment world, appearing in various television shows and movies. He remained an influential figure in comedy, guiding young stars like Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, and Chris Rock. Foxx's personal life and marriages. Throughout his life, Red Foxx had a complicated personal life, especially when it came to his marriages. His first marriage, to Evelyn Kebrew in 1948, was short-lived and ended in divorce by 1951, likely due to the instability of his early career. However, his second marriage, to Betty Jean Harris in 1956, would prove to be more significant. Betty was a talented showgirl who gave up her own career to manage Foxx's finances and help run his business ventures, including record stores in Los Angeles. Their partnership was not just personal but professional, with Betty playing a crucial role in helping Foxx build his financial empire. Unfortunately, their marriage deteriorated by 1974, with Foxx filing for divorce amidst allegations of infidelity and a bitter legal battle over assets. The tumultuous third marriage and financial struggles. Foxx's third marriage, to Joy Uni Chung, came in 1976 and was marked by quick passion, but eventually ended in discord. Joy, much younger than Foxx and originally from South Korea, worked as a cocktail waitress when they met. The marriage, however, was filled with tension, and Foxx filed for divorce in 1979, with Joy countering with a cruelty charge. In interviews during this time, Foxx expressed his frustration with the institution of marriage, joking that the money spent on divorce settlements would have been better used for children rather than alimony. The divorce, finalized in 1981, cost Foxx a hefty $300,000. Despite his vows to never marry again, he would find love once more. A final marriage and support through difficult times. In 1991, Red Foxx married for the fourth and final time to Kaho Cho, a woman from Seoul, South Korea. Their relationship was rooted in mutual support and understanding, particularly during Foxx's darkest financial days, when he was battling the IRS and facing near bankruptcy. Unlike his previous marriages, this one was based on loyalty, with Kaho standing by Foxx's side without seeking public attention. In an interview, Foxx described her as someone who had seen him at his lowest and still chose to be there, showing the depth of their bond. Foxx's decision to marry again, despite his past disappointments, reflected his hope and resilience. They married in a small ceremony in Las Vegas, marking a quiet yet meaningful chapter in Foxx's life. Red Foxx and Nancy Kulp, a genuine friendship. Throughout his career, Red Foxx had many friendships that defied the typical Hollywood image, one of which was with actress Nancy Kulp, best known for playing Miss Jane Hathaway on the Beverly Hillbillies. For years, rumors swirled about the nature of their relationship, with some speculating a feud or secret romance. However, Red Foxx finally set the record straight in an interview, revealing the truth behind their friendship. Despite their contrasting public personas, Foxx's loud, boundary-pushing comedy and Kulp's more reserved, intellectual demeanor, they shared a deep, mutual respect. Foxx first met Kulp in the late 1950s in a Hollywood diner, where they bonded over their shared experiences in show business. They quickly became friends, united by their understanding of what it meant to be outsiders in the entertainment industry. The truth about their relationship. In his interview, Red Foxx laughed off the rumors of a romantic relationship with Nancy Kulp, saying, "She was too classy for a rascal like me." Instead, he praised her sharp wit, intelligence, and humor, acknowledging that she was one of the few people who could hold her own in any conversation. Foxx revealed that Kulp often gave him advice when dealing with the challenges of network television, particularly when he faced censorship or pushback from executives. Kulp's advice to him was simple: tell the truth, but tell it with a smile. Foxx also shared that Kulp had stood up for him behind the scenes when others hesitated to support his controversial material, writing a letter to NBC executives in defense of his comedy. Nancy Kulp's quiet support. Foxx's fondness for Nancy Kulp was evident when he spoke about her quiet support during difficult times. In the early 1970s, when NBC executives questioned whether Sanford & Son was too risky for mainstream audiences, Kulp took it upon herself to write a letter to the network in praise of Foxx's brilliance. Foxx never knew about the letter until years later, but it deeply moved him. He described Kulp as someone who didn't seek the spotlight, but acted with grace and integrity. This quiet gesture of support highlighted the depth of their friendship, which was built on mutual admiration and respect, rather than the drama and spectacle often associated with Hollywood relationships. Foxx's legacy and the final days on the royal family. In the autumn of 1991, Red Foxx was working on a new sitcom called The Royal Family, which was intended to mark his return to television. The show, produced in part by Eddie Murphy, was designed to showcase Foxx's comedic talents in a new family setting. Unfortunately, the show's production would turn out to be Foxx's final project. On October 11, 1991, during a break from rehearsals, Foxx collapsed on set after performing a simple scene. At first, those around him assumed he was performing one of his famous comedy bits, mimicking a heart attack. However, it quickly became clear that something was terribly wrong. Foxx was rushed to the hospital, but despite efforts to revive him, he passed away later that day at the age of 68. The loss of a comedy legend. Red Foxx's death was a tragic loss to the entertainment world. His passing marked the end of an era for a man who had redefined comedy, breaking down racial barriers and challenging social norms with his raw, fearless humor. Fellow entertainers, particularly Eddie Murphy, mourned his loss deeply. Murphy, who had been influenced by Foxx's work, considered him a mentor and one of the funniest people he had ever known. Foxx's legacy lived on in the generations of comedians he had inspired, including Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, and Chris Rock. His impact on comedy was immeasurable, and his death was felt not just by his fans, but by the entire entertainment industry. Honoring Red Fox's legacy following his death, there was much discussion about how to properly honor Red Fox's legacy. Eddie Murphy, ever the loyal friend, took it upon himself to cover all of Fox's funeral expenses and ensure that he received the dignified farewell he deserved. Foxx was laid to rest at Palm Memorial Park in Las Vegas, a city that had been central to his career. His gravestone bears his real name, John Elroy Sanford, and marks the final resting place of a man who left an indelible mark on comedy. His influence is still felt today, and his ability to blend humor with truth and social commentary continues to inspire comedians around the world.